How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be debuting the Nationals Stage 2 Team Affinity Future Star Luis Garcia, as well as the Phillies Stage 2 Team Affinity Adonis Medina. And just going off the attributes, I would say these cards are not necessarily cards that I would say we'll see often. I mean, in terms of ranked seasons, we might see them in events or BR or modes like that. But just based off of their attributes, I mean, there are a lot of other cards that you can get kind of similar attributes with almost better stats, better all-around stats. For example, this Luis Garcia has good contact versus righties and good power. 100-something contact, 80 power, but he only has 64 speed for a second baseman, and he doesn't have diamond fielding or anything like that. He does have gold fielding, so he's still a good card. Personally, I don't really like his swing. First at bat, I popped up with him to left field. It's hard to judge these cards just based off of a few at bats. But for example, I would probably unlock this card, and I did unlock this card because I was already completed with Stage 1. I was already on Stage 2. I figured I would go ahead and try him out. But for the most part, I mean, if you don't have any progress on the Nationals or the Phillies, I wouldn't necessarily try and grind out Showdown for hours and hours, or maybe even March to October for hours and hours right away. Maybe just go ahead and chip away at it over time. Those cards are good, but they aren't necessarily end game. There are a few future stars right now that I do feel are end game caliber players, or could potentially be end game players, and that's Nolan Gorman, Jazz Chisholm, Brusdar Gratterall, Nick Lodolo. We also see a lot of Nolan Jones. I think that all those types of cards are really good. All of those future stars are really good. I think Taylor Trammell, the guy that the opponent also has right here, is another player we'll see for quite some time. But over time, we're going to get better legends, and depending on how they're released, we might see those guys more of an end game. But if you have these players, you'll be able to have success with them end game. So, I don't know. I think this Adonis Medina is okay. I mean, he's a good card. He has good quirks in terms of good break on all of his pitches. He has somewhere in the 70s. I think it's like 77, 79 control. Personally, I need guys that are a little bit better. I need some guys that are have a better release in terms of how easy it is to control the meter. This guy has a motion similar to Zach Wheeler, and for whatever reason, I don't really control him that well. He does have a sweeping curve, so he does have something that's kind of unique. A lot of pitchers don't have the sweeping curve in this game. So there are some things that he does have some upside to him, I would say, in terms of this game and how the game works. But he doesn't throw extremely hard, I would say. The sinker comes in 94, 95. That was kind of a weird play. The guy was rounding first and then just stopped right there. But yeah, I mean, he's a little bit tough to control. I walked the first guy, got him picked off. I would say against a good player, I mean, they're going to hit really any pitcher you have on the mound anyway. But, I mean, I wouldn't want to use him against a top player just because he doesn't really have enough hits and Ks per nine. They're not in the 90s or the 100s like some of these other cards, but he is pretty good. If you already have the Aaron Nola, I would go ahead and get this card. If you already have Juan Soto, like a lot of people do, go ahead and unlock Luis Garcia. He might be a good bench bat. You might like his swing more than I do. But for the most part, I mean, starting off these games, both of these games, I'm 3-0 to both hitters. I was not able to really locate with this card. But I do like it. I mean, I do like him. I like the fact that I was able to unlock him for a few thousand stubs. And I figured I would showcase these players in a video. I mean, I like using these future star cards. That was probably the best pitch I threw with Adonis Medina. But for the most part, I like some of the other cards that I have. I mean, Taylor Trammell, Jazz Chisholm, the guys I mentioned, Nolan Gorman, Vidal Brujan is another one that I didn't mention that I think is up there. I think I'll see a lot of that card just because he can play center field. He can play second base. He has 95 speed. He's kind of like a boosted up Raul Mondesi. I always say that. I mean, I meant to say Alberto Mondesi, but either way, either card. Mondesi is a beast. I use his card or his swing on my creative player, so I'll always have him in the lineup or at least on the bench or something. But I like the versatility of these future stars. I've been trying them out in this event. I've really only played one game really on Hall of Fame with a couple of the future stars. But I'm really looking forward to trying to make World Series with them. But this is kind of what I'm talking about with Adonis Medina. I mean, I hung a sweeping curve, good feedback. He still hangs it. I just need pitchers with a little bit better control. This guy wanted to replay a couple home runs here. That might have been his first home run of the game. He replayed it though. So now we're trying to make this comeback. I mean, we're going to try and make the comeback anyway. But anytime somebody's trying to do some replays, you're looking to really get something going at the plate. You're looking to lock in. And I know if I hit the replay button, the opponent is going to do the same thing. So I think it's funny that they added that in the game. I thought that was pretty cool. At the same time, some people think that it's disrespectful to hit the replay button. I don't really mind. I think it was funny when people do it against me. Then I'm like, all right, here we go. Let's try and hit some home runs ourselves, hit the replay button, see how far they go. I think it's a pretty cool addition. In the beta, I was hitting the replay button almost every time. I didn't think it was a bad thing at all until I saw the community's feedback. That was kind of funny. But anyway, we're down 4-1 in this game. This opponent had a bunch of silvers in, but he's a good player. I mean, he's hitting everything. He launches that one into the gap with Buster Posey. And 6 speed, that is a little bit slow, but he does get a double playing at Laughing Mountain Field. 420 to center field. I like this stadium because for the most part I'll always have a fast outfield in ranked season. So if I play at a different stadium other than Ship It, this is probably my go-to. And luckily we are the home team in this game because this opponent is smacking the ball around the yard. I mean, if he had faster than 6 speed out there, he would have been able to score. I know that the really slow players in this game just clog up the base paths. I'm going to choose Buster Posey when I get to a Diamond level 1, but that's because that Buster Posey has 40 speed. If really any slower than that, really just clogs up the base paths. It's really tough to use those players. But Jazz Chisholm is putting the team on his back here. If that run scores, I don't think there's a chance I'm coming back down to my last couple of outs, but you never know. We got to face a lefty, Vida Blue. This is a guy I've been facing constantly in this event because I have about 4 or 5 lefties in a row in the lineup. They always bring in a lefty, whether it's Aaron Bummer, Vida Blue, Jose Alvarado. There's not really many others I face in this event or that I've faced so far. Luckily, Mike Piazza gets a base knock past the third baseman. That card I've been absolutely terrible with. I hope I could hit with a better Mike Piazza, but I think I'm going to have to use Biggio for a while because Piazza's swing is just terrible. I'm so bad with him. I'm batting like 140. And then, of course, with the base running, I tried to send Trammell back to first. If you saw as he was walking into second there, I told him to go back to first. I was trying to at least get the runners to their respective base. I wasn't even trying to send him to second. I didn't know if that last ball was getting down, but it did cost me a run. I would have been able to clear the bases. Who knows if he goes with that pitch with bases loaded. I don't really know if it's the same result. But nonetheless, we have Luis Garcia looking to get on the board here. I mean, he needs to get on base. I need to get something. I missed a good pitch right down the middle, right there. I fouled one off, and I missed one. Popped it up to the third baseman. So, I mean, I'll have to get used to that card a little bit. Maybe it's just me trying out the brand new card, but as of right now, I think I'm going to go with some of the other future stars that I like using and that I've tried out a little bit more than using that 92 overall player that doesn't have as good of a swing for me or as good of attributes as I would like to use. Anyway, we're looking to make this comeback. Down to the last 2 outs, bottom of the third inning, down by 2 runs. So luckily that ball got by. I mean, I was early on it, rolled it over a little bit, but it does get out of the reach of the first baseman. So now we have Nolan Jones up, a chance to tie the game. We need to just get a base knock. I'm not even looking for a home run, just get a base knock. And that one was almost getting down the line. That was unfortunate. Early, once again, just rolling over early on the off speed, and I'm all over the fastball. That was a split-fingered fastball, but I had good timing on the fastball for the most part in this game. I was just missing it a couple times, just not getting the PCI on the ball all the way. Anyway, Alex Kirilloff with a chance to walk it off now, and he goes with the fastball. Brought in Rob Nen and goes with the fastball, sent it out for a 3-run shot to walk it off. I can't replay that one because it is a walk-off, but those types of games are always nice. They're always a lot of fun, and always looking to make those types of comebacks and walk the game off. It just makes the game a lot more fun, makes the game interesting. I'm usually playing from behind in the game. Anyway, I'm usually playing losing the game. If I'm the home team, usually I give up a run in the first. This time I gave up 4 runs in the first inning, so I was in a hole and I had to try and dig myself out of it, but we won that one 6-5, and that's 52 wins so far in this event, and not bad. Not bad. I don't know if I'm going to get the 75 wins, but we should have some new BR rewards tomorrow, and we should have some new content coming into the game soon. So hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.